Alright, let me take another sip and then we're gonna read Yuri's poem. Oh boy. And she's silent. She continues being silent. Come on, Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking. What a weird girl. Yes, Yuri, that is part of, interacting with people. Starting to speak, damn it. Come on. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it is that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? Yes, I actually did. I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I didn't really notice, Yuri, come on. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter and they form-fit the two together. Yawn. Yuri's making me bored right now. Come on, Yuri. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Okay, I feel, if I had to hazard a guess, she doesn't want to say something about Natsuki that is true. So I'm thinking the next line is gonna be the black text of truth or something, let's see. Oh man, come on. I was really hoping for a bit of true text here. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. Oh, she's all excited. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Oh, it's the same poems. Ah, come on, this is boring. Give us something new, damn it. Alright, here goes again. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Okay, ghost Yuri. Well, we already know this ghost represents Yuri, thinking about the future but living in the past, yada yada, we've seen it already. Come on, Yuri, explain us the poem, I guess. She doesn't want to. Sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it is our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Hoo-hoo! Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Shakm. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But I remember the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That is impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Oh man, we didn't get any black text of truth, come on. Could it be that only Natsuki has black text of truth right now? Oh man, I was kind of excited to read more of this black text, but oh well. Alright, Monica remaining, let me take a sip, read some chat. Shakm won a poem about blood, literally. I don't know, kids, I just want something more exciting. I mean, we already know this is a horror game in this live stream, because it started with Sayori's suicide, so bring it, I say to the game. But it doesn't. He just keeps me waiting and waiting, I guess. Alright, Monica, up next. Hi, Shakm. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Okay, that is another creepy line. She is always listening. That is not an innocent line, guys. In the previous live streams, we always told Sayori things, and the next minute, Monica already knew about them. It's as if Sayori went running to Monica and told her all about it, but that's probably not the case, right? I mean, Monica somehow knows everything. And indeed, she says, I'm always listening. She says it in a cute voice, but that's not how it sounds in my head. It kind of sounds a bit more terrifying than that. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Haha. Don't worry, Shakm. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it is that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Aha! I like it, Shakm. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Hehe. Oh jeez. No. It kind of makes me think like something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer too. So take that as a compliment. Hehe. If you say so. Yep. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. Okay, come on. She already deduced that I like Natsuki, I guess, by one poem. Alright, keep a snack on me, check. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Hee hee. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often. Hold on. That is a terrible thing to say. This kind of feels like something that we would get a black text about. That's kind of like a big reveal of what we've been discussing earlier. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house. How terrible a parent can you be? Jesus. Oh, hold on. Alright, so I'm thinking a bit ahead here. But we do not get black text of truth for Yuri or Monica up to now, right? Alright, I'm not gonna hazard a guess yet, but I'm kind of thinking of a few reasons in my head. We'll see where this goes. But sometimes she just loses over all of her strength and shuts down. Well, that's what happens when you don't eat Monica, come on. Like earlier. This is just a guess, but I think she's so small. Oh, come on. This is horrible. But I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. You've got to be kidding me. Such a horrible thing to say. Such a horrible thing to be, actually. Jesus. But hey, some guys are into petite girls too, you know. I hate Monica. She always says the most, I don't know, weird things. The most sad things, and then she puts a smile on that. I mean, Jesus. Yeah, she doesn't eat, but some guys like girls small, I guess. Haha. Okay, Monica. Jesus. Let's do some chat as well. And Death Chandra says, child abuse. Yes, Maruki has the right idea. FBI, open up. Oh, man. Who would they arrest first, though? I mean, in this game, you kind of have to arrest everybody. Everybody's very suspect. The girls, most of all. Sorry, just trying to look at the bright side, says, with that weird, sexy pose, Monica. Okay, Monica. Jesus. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. And once again, it is the same poem. Alright, let's read through it, why not? Hole in the wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Oh, hold on. Hold on, it's not the same poem. Okay, in the previous stream, there was a poem called Hole in the Wall. It was about Monica staring through a wall at somebody, through a hole at somebody else. And at the end, she realized, I remember this, that it wasn't her staring at the other guy, it was the other guy staring back at her. Which is kind of very suspect, because I told you guys I feel like Monica is like a computer or something. So it would be like she thought she was staring at us, but we are staring into her because she's a computer and something like that. I don't know, that's kind of my guess up to now. But now the poem continues, so let's see. Might be something interesting. But he wasn't looking at me. This is referring to us, by the way, I guess. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic crawling, playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He is right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. Okay. I don't know if we learned anything new. I mean, I can still get the computer vibe because she can no longer see color. She might be able to see, I don't know, whatever computers see. On flat sheets of paper, everything is flat on a computer. I don't know. In any case, there must be a way out is probably the most important line. And this one, there must be a way out. So she wants to escape. It's right there, and she sees the means to escape. He is right there. So he is the means for her to escape. And that's probably referring to us. So she sees the Shakm monster as a means of escaping. Escaping what, though? I mean, she could be a computer. And then, I don't know. Is a computer really trapped? I have no idea. In any case, she wants to escape something. We'll see. Oh, Maruki has the same idea as me. Monica sees the world in zeros and ones, says. Yeah, if she was a computer, she would. Definitely. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's how you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one, Monica? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. Is she gonna put it even? Is she going to reveal the truth? I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. Okay, that's probably an epiphany that told her she's trapped, I guess. We'll see. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany, you say? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. Okay, that's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Which is also kind of weird, the fact that she always says thanks for listening in the end. It's like the thing a tutorial would say, or a teacher in class, I don't know. Or a computer. I don't know. Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. Oh, the music is getting all kinds of weird again. Okay. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook.